Good afternoon, Coach. Welcome to HSBN Media Days. Good to see you.
Good to see you. Good to be here.
Can you please introduce yourself and who you have here today with you?
Yeah, I'm head coach Max Bowling. I got senior Dylan Applebaum here with me and senior Jack Grasso with me as well.
Excellent. Coach, this is your second year at Coral Springs Charter. Tell me about some of the changes made for this year.
Yeah, second year, definitely, feel a little bit more comfortable. I learned a lot last year. Plan to learn a lot this year. And, that's really it.
And for the players, you guys are back. You were with Coach last year to this year. Tell me about how the system has changed and how you guys are meshing well with this team this year.
So we have a pretty tight-knit group, and we're gaining more experience from last year, so we're just looking for a good season.
Excellent.
Honestly, same thing as him. Coming off a really good season last year, have high expectations for this year.
Excellent. Coach, talk about the makeup of your team. Veterans, younger players, tell us about that.
Yeah, it's a good mix. We're pretty senior and junior heavy, and then got a handful of talented sophomore and freshmen that are probably going to contribute this year as well. The experience obviously helps, but it should be a pretty fresh group, kids that are hungry, ready to get their first varsity innings kind of thing. So I'm looking forward to it, and should be pretty good.
Excellent.
Coach, taking into account the type of talent that you have with the Panther team this year, what do you think your on-field philosophy would be in terms of strategy, power, pitching, base running, defense? A lot of young players idolize, watch TV, the power game. Is it going to be a power game? Is it going to be station to station? How do you feel your best philosophy can?
Yeah, I mean, these guys here every day at practice. We're not trying to reinvent the wheel or anything. We're going to be a team that's at its core relies on fundamentals of the game, and we're really just trying to learn to compete every single day. I think last season we definitely left a few games out there, maybe lost to a few teams we shouldn't have, but for what it's worth, we definitely beat a few teams we shouldn't have too. So like I said, we're just trying to compete day in and day out. That's our main goal.
And for what's it like being a Panther baseball player? Coaches always stress that you're actually a role model for the rest of the school. Discipline is required. It's a long grind. It's a major commitment you make, especially going into college and beyond. So what's it like being a Panther baseball player, combining your studies and your life on and off the field?
So the main thing is just being a student athlete, taking care of academics first, and at the same time being a role model for the younger kids on the team, and just doing the right fundamentals for every part of the game.
Okay.
For some of us, it's hard to balance school and baseball, especially me. I struggle with that, but I know that I'm doing it for the right reasons, and I need to commit towards both things, so I'm trying to improve on that.
Excellent. So, Coach, tell me about your schedule this year. Who are you guys facing?
Yeah, our home openers against Taravella. We've got a pretty competitive schedule for sure. We play St. Thomas, Cardinal Gibbons, go down to Miami, play Miami Killian. Got pace on the schedule. And to go back to what we were talking about, it's just we just want to try to compete every day. There's definitely some teams that aren't, or schools that aren't as big as well. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter who you're playing. We got to show up and be consistent and be the same team day in and day out.
And for you seniors, are you guys looking to play a specific team or for your last year here?
We've always had a thing against Monarch, and just those schools that around the city, the Coral Springs Highs, the Glades's, the Monarchs, all those are the ones we really want.
I would agree with the Monarch game. There's always just something between us and Monarch, and then I would love to beat North Broward Prep this year if we get to play them.
Excellent. I know a lot of these other players. You guys have grown up together, and been playing for a long time, so that's great. So, Coach, what are your expectations for the season? Your second year here.
I hate to sound like a broken record, but we've been working really hard. It's kind of a blue collar mindset to really just be a competitive ball club every single day, regardless of who we're playing. We've been doing our best right now, just leading up to the season to keep things competitive during the week, during practice. Guys competing for jobs, well, you know, whether that be a role on the team or a role on the field, and hopefully that can carry over toward just everyday gameplay, you know.
And talk about, I mean, you're a former player yourself, coming out to media days. Why is this important to bring your team here for this?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's important for them to you know, like we said, to see the other players and see all the other teams. Unfortunately, we weren't a part of it last year at my fault. And this year, I think it's important for these guys to get out in the, you know, in the social eye kind of things and do the interviews like this. And I mean, I don't know if you heard, my team was pretty loud out there, so just, you know, kind of learning how to act in public and things like that. It definitely matures them as players, but also as people, you know, just like I need to do. I don't know if you can tell, I'm a pretty young coach, you know, I'm still learning a lot, so, and I'm trying to teach these guys along the way as well.
And part of that, they got the pictures taken for their player profile pages, so you can get your stats up there. So, I mean, that's important to be featured and see how you're doing, because if you want to, you know, go on from playing that. So it was a good. So what do you guys think of it for players to come out and do it?
I think it's good. Like Coach said, just to like see all the other teams, see what we're getting into for this season.
A little preview.
Yeah.
I'd say the same thing as him. It's like we're looking at our opponents in advance and seeing how they act, how they go about themselves, and I guess that gives us good details going into games.
All right, Coach, sum it up. What can we expect from Panthers this year?
Competitive ball club, that's for sure, you know. And we're going to leave it all out there on the field this year, because I don't think we did it as much last year. We're a blue-collar club, you know, based around fundamentals, and hopefully we see you down the road in playoffs.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much, Coach. Good luck to you this season. Thanks for coming out today, and we'll see you on the field soon.
Great, thanks.